Hello, good afternoon and welcome Tuesday the 25th of August. Hope everybody is good. 4 months to Christmas Day, but we can't all wait, can we? Right, I haven't really got a topic as such to talk about today, but I'm just going to touch on a job last night. Searching around for work, and there was a job that came up from Ipswich to Grays in Essex. Large van job, 64 miles. Now, I had a feeling, pretty good feeling, that I'd done this job a couple of times before, but for the life of me I couldn't remember what price I had put on it. So I went with £100. Maybe in hindsight slightly ambitious, but at the time I'm thinking large van, 64 miles, it's going to take an hour and a half to do, maybe 2 hours. It did tell you what the goods were. It was 14, they call them packages, 3 metres long, and this is why I was pretty certain I'd done the job before. It's sort of steel bars that are packed. Really good job. The guys load it all. In fact, it all sits on top of each other very nicely. Needs minimal, or if no securing at all, it just isn't going to move. And the unloading's pretty good. But I put a price of £100 on it. And why I'm bringing this up was the price sat there for about an hour. Eventually I did get another job, so obviously I cancelled the price and switched off the CX, but the job was still there this morning. It was there at 7 o'clock, it was reposted at 7 o'clock for a collection again between 8 and 9 for Ipswich, and then it got reposted at about 7:30. Reposted at 8 o'clock for 8:30 to 9:30, and this went on. It was still being posted at 9:30 for a collection between 9:30 and 10:30. I guess it got covered in the end because I didn't see it anymore. But it's just from a shipper's point of view, I'm really not sure what they're doing. I can't believe my price certainly wasn't going to be the cheapest. I can't believe mine was the most expensive either. Going on what we know about the cost to the actual customer from the shipper, I'm guessing this job would be quoted or priced at around about £120, £125. Now, I did look back this afternoon in my records, and I was able to see that I'd done it in the past for £80. So where I mentioned earlier I might have been slightly ambitious of 100, and maybe 80 was the figure they're looking for. But it just seemed a bit mad that if you're a shipper and you're not getting that 80, but people are offering 90 and even 100, surely you would eventually take that price to make sure that your customer gets their van on time at 8 o'clock, or certainly between 8 and 9, rather than just leaving it all in order just to make another £5–10. I scratch my head sometimes the way this industry works, but it's not how I would do it, but because that's not me posting the job. But just thought that was a little bit strange, really, because it was, to say, a job I'd done before, and I would have been more than happy to do that job again. But otherwise, last night there was a couple of jobs up to the north of England. No interest in that. It was really weird. There was jobs being offered, and to be honest, I didn't want to do any of them. There was a job from Colchester going into Soho, London West 1 for 6 o'clock this morning. Excuse me. I could drop my wife off half hour earlier and go and do that, but I didn't really want to go into Soho, not with all the rush hour traffic at sort of 7 o'clock, 7:30, 8 o'clock. There was a job from Chelmsford going to London West 14, which is West Kensington, not in the congestion zone. That was a small van, 58 miles, but again, you're going into London with the rush hour traffic. I put a price of £150 on that. I didn't get that one. There was a nice job from Frinton, which is 20 minutes or so from where I am on the coast, going to Milton Keynes and then on to Oxford. It did say in the job notes that we will forward you a map to where the actual delivery point is, as it's difficult to find. That sort of raises 1 or 2 red flags for me. It's either going to be in the middle of a farm somewhere, or it's one of these communication towers that's the end of a you know, dirt track. However, it was a large van job, 157 miles in total. I did put a price of £200 on it. I didn't get that either. I did finally win a job, and again, I bid on it and wasn't quite overly enthusiastic about it. It was from Braintree for 9 o'clock this morning, going to Kingston in Surrey, suburbs of London really, Kingston. Large van job, 65 miles, £140 was what I put on. I meant to check the mileage because I was wondering whether that was going through. I've got a funny feeling that was going through North Circular rather than perhaps going around the M25, in which case I might have done myself out of some mileage. I probably did, to be honest, but I completely forgot to do that this morning. Anyway, 9 o'clock collection. I had picked up there before, and I have got away early in the past, so I got there just on 8 o'clock. Did my normal apologise for being an hour early. Just said to them I delivered down the road and all the industrial estates, which there are. There's nowhere to park. It's double yellow lines everywhere. So anyway, it was fine. He said it's not ready. We haven't picked it yet, but hopefully it should be ready before 9 o'clock. And to be fair, it was. I was off site at 8:40. Should be 2 hours and 10 minutes going around the M25 to get to Kingston. So if that was the case, I wasn't going to be too worried about the extra mileage. Just wanted to get the job done and get myself empty, looking for that second job. All went fantastically well until I came off the M25 heading towards Kingston, and we come to a grounding halt. Two things. I think there was a major junction just before you get to Chessington World Adventures, and just after that junction someone had put in some roadworks with temporary lights, so it was a struggle to get through those roadworks from the direction I was coming. But the problem was traffic coming the other way was getting stuck in the roadworks because it couldn't get across the big junction. That all makes sense. I think there'd been an accident as well, because when we did finally make it, there was two people sitting there looking at each other on their phones, and a little bit of damage to one of the cars. Basically that, and some more roadworks on the way into Kingston, which nobody was working on at all. I lost about 50 minutes, so I was a little bit peeved that I didn't get on site till 11:40. It was a school I was delivering to, loads of workmen on site. The number I was given was wrong, but we did finally find the site manager who found the right people, and we was off site at 12 o'clock. I'm running behind schedule now, really. I'm literally that 50 minutes behind where I wanted to be. I had decision to make what I did next. Option one was, my original plan was to go back the way I came, get on the M25, make my way back round towards Kent and South Essex, but the way the traffic had been and those roadworks, I decided to knock that one on the head. Plan two was to head up through Kingston towards Richmond, make my way up towards Brentford and get on the North Circular, go back that way and see if I can pick something up in Acton, Willesden, coming round that way towards Enfield. But I plumped with the third option in the end, which was to make my way to Heathrow Airport, that direction. There was about 40 vans in various states of availability around Heathrow. It was going to be a bit chicken and egg as whether I got anything, but I started making my way with a plan to get to Heathrow and then park up, have some lunch and a break whilst I'm looking for some work for an hour. En route there was a job from Hounslow to Dagenham. That would have been good. Large van job, 35 miles. Again, that mileage, and this is what you have to be careful with London, they've put that right through the centre of London to keep the mileage down. You're never going to drive that from Hounslow to Dagenham through the centre of town, so it's a bit naughty that. But I put £80 on the job, basically because it's going the direction of home. I didn't win that. There was a job from Ashford, the Middlesex one, near the airport, going to Ely, near Cambridge. Small van job, £91. Again, that's sort of going in the right direction, so I stuck £80 on it. I didn't get that. Just as I got towards the airport and I literally parked up and was just about to turn the engine off, another job come up from Sunbury on Thames, going to Basildon. It was a small van, 70 miles, so that's going around the M25 the correct way. 50, well, I put £50 on it. It's a cheap price. It said in the notes 1 box, 3 kilos, car will do the job. I'm thinking really, I just want to get out of the area. I don't really want to, too often I drive home empty from Heathrow because there's too many vans and just no work. And I thought, well, I'll put that price on, it might get me out, and it did. Literally 2 minutes later, the guy rang me. It was actually picking up from his office, and it's going round to the Ford's plant at Dunton, and that's literally 10 minutes out of my route home. So I looked at it at the end of the day, £50, it pays for my fuel for the day, and my lunch I've got. So not brilliant, but that will do. It's now 3 o'clock. I'm making my way home. There's nothing much in the system. One job there from Basildon going to Beckenham in Kent, but that's going the wrong way, and I don't want to go to Beckenham at the start of a rush hour. So I'm going to call it a day there. The 2 jobs, 140 and 50. That's 190. It's over target. It's in that target bracket, 175 to 200. I got the what did I get yesterday? 210, 220, can't remember now. So we're all right for the week. We're ticking along, and I'm just going to make my way home now and look for work for tomorrow. Anyway, hope you had a good day. Take care all, and we'll go again tomorrow. All the best. Cheers, Paul.